Hi everybody, I'm Tori Larned, and on behalf of the Heart Galleries of Texas, I welcome you to this year's Reveal event presented by Partnerships for Children. Now, Reveal has been held annually in November for the last 5 years to coincide with National Adoption Day and to also highlight the work of the volunteer photographers that take the photos of the children in the Heart Gallery. Now tonight, you'll hear stories that warm your heart. We'll view some of those portraits of the children in the Heart Gallery that'll make you smile, and then we will enjoy music and special guests in between. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with the Heart Gallery, the mission is to help find loving adoptive forever families for children in the care of the Texas foster care system. We're helping connect those families with children who need and deserve a home. Now today, there are approximately 6,800 children that remain in the legal custody of the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, still waiting to be adopted. Of those waiting though, the Heart Galleries around the state showcase almost 300 portraits of children who, through no fault of their own, find themselves less likely to be adopted because either they are over the age of 5, they're part of a sibling group, or they're medically fragile. The Heart Galleries enlist volunteer professionals that I mentioned earlier to capture the portraits of these children in a natural setting that really captures their personality. And honestly, I think they do a great job of that. Those portraits are then placed in public venues for everyone to view. Now, we all know 2020 has been quite different. It's been uncertain, it's been scary at times, and these children are not immune to this global pandemic that's going on. In fact, adoption rates have slowed, and the Heart Gallery, which is a program that is proven to increase chances of adoption, is left without a public space to display the portraits of these children. So I feel very lucky to be able to share these stories each and every week on KVUE during our Forever Family segments, and I look forward to sharing more about the children in these Heart Galleries tonight with you here at this benefit. Now, I would like to introduce you to a few children that are in the Heart Gallery. First child I want to share with you tonight is Avery. Avery is 10 and he is full of energy and is very, very active. Avery is nonverbal, but he can communicate to caregivers whatever he needs. He'll do really well at the family who offers patience and consistency and will commit to helping him reach his full potential. The family for Avery will also be able to spend a lot of one-on-one time with him and cooperate with others involved in his care. Next up, this is Brandon. Brandon is 14 years old and full of energy and so outgoing. He's very curious and is going to do well with a family that really enjoys exploring the outdoors. This next little girl I actually just filmed a Forever Family segment with. Her name is Maylin. She is 12 years old and she does need to be with a family that speaks ASL and is fluent in that. But she is so smart, she is funny, and she loves football. And finally, we have Thomas. He is 12 years old and he is such a fun-loving boy. He really enjoys gardening and working with his hands on toys like Legos. Well, I thought those photos were truly amazing and did a great job at capturing the personality of all of those kids. I can't wait to see more. Well, next up, we have a musical performance by Burden Street. Burden Street is the music duo here in Austin, the folk duo, Tommy Bird and Kathy Street, who've been champions of the Heart Gallery for almost 15 years when Tommy wrote the song My Forever Family, born from the children in the Heart Gallery. Now from there, most years, every December, Burden Street would host a holiday event called Mistletoe Jam. Now that brought some of Austin's finest musicians to the stage of former icon Threadgills in order to create awareness for children in the Heart Gallery while also collecting gifts for children in the foster care system. Now you are going to hear the song My Forever Family throughout the night when photos are displayed, but right now let's watch their performance of Long Line of Love.
In a shoebox in a closet at the top of the stairs, my grandma kept a letter her mother once put there. In 1884, great-grandpa wrote these lines: what's made with love will get the best of time. Now I can still remember way back when I was young, I asked my grandma where it is that we all come from. She showed me that old letter and told me sure enough I come from a long line of love. I come from a long line of love. It was laid down years ago and it's still holding up. I will take my part in this line I know by heart. I come from a long line, oh, it's such a strong line. I come from a long line of love. In a shoebox in a closet, that letter's here with me. Someday I will pass it on so others they can see. What's made with love will never end, though the makers may be gone. Time can't stop this line from living on and on. I come from a long line of love. It was laid down years ago and it's still holding up. I will take my part in this line I know by heart. I come from a long line, oh, it's such a strong line. I come from a long line of love. I know I may stumble and I know I may fall, but that line will pull me up, straight and proud, standing tall. See the lines in that old letter will never come apart, 'cause each had the future to the past, right through my heart. I come from a long line of love. Whoa, I come from a long line of love. Whoa, I come from a long line of love. I come from a long line of love.
That was an amazing performance, so thank you so much, Bourbon Street, for being with us tonight. All right, well, it's time to look at a couple more photos from children in the Hart Gallery. Well, I just have to point out immediately the smiles of these twin brothers, Tavares and Trey. They are both 12-year-old boys and they have a strong brotherly bond. They are both compassionate and both caring. Amazing tributes to have as kids. Now, Trey likes to sing along to music while listening to it, and then Tavares is a huge Star Wars fan. Reneha is a 13-year-old girl with a strong faith, and she is very active in sports. I'm talking she runs track, she plays volleyball, and she cheers. We're talking about a triple threat here. Now, she also enjoys superhero movies when she just wants to relax a little bit. She's looking for a family that will be supportive of allowing her to maintain relationships she has right now with her siblings. This here is Skylar. She is 16 and she says she is not only funny, but she is hilarious. Now, she is very talkative and loves to make other people laugh. She's also, though, very loving and adoption motivated. That's really important there. Now, she's hoping to find a family where she'll be the only child to parents who have a fantastic sense of humor. And finally, we have Caden. I remember him because he is another child who joined me on my Forever Family segment. He has an interest in participating in the military, as well as pursuing a career that allows him to help others, something like a paramedic. He also has many varied interests, and he self-reports that he is a beast on the basketball court, but I'm gonna have to play him to see. As I mentioned, I was lucky enough to host a Forever Family filming with the last child, Caden. Now you can check all of those stories out on kview.com/foreverfamilies. There are so many of them, and we would love for you to share them. Now I'm really excited about this next message we have. We're going to hear from chick singer Natalie Maines as she introduces a performance by her dad, Lloyd Maines, and singer Terry Hendricks. The lyrics of the song they're performing, called Daughter, are pretty moving if you just listen to them.
Hi, Texas. I am Natalie Maines, and on behalf of the Hart Galleries of Texas, thank you for joining us tonight to learn more about these extraordinary children and how you can make a difference too. Please enjoy my dad, Lloyd Maines, and our friend Terry Hendricks as they perform this awesome song, Daughter.
the first breath of life is the easiest. From then on, it takes years of practice, because if you know how to keep air in your lungs, you're going to survive when fate tackles you, rubs your face in the astroturf, and grinds its cleats into your back. If I had a daughter, I would tell her that it's better to be out there in the field of life, taking hits and making touchdowns, instead of being one of those whiners that complain about the game from the bleachers. If I had a daughter, I'd want her to face life in its peaks and valleys with grit, modesty, hope, compassion, and love. I'd want her to accept herself, watch the stars instead of her weight, love her body, feed her soul, dance with her curves, seize those blue veins as a masterpiece, howl at the moon instead of her hair, and live life inside out. If I had a daughter, if I had a daughter, if I had a daughter, she would hold her head high and strut through this world as a more than instead of a less than. She'd trust her voice, speak her mind, and seek the truth. Because if it talks like a duck and walks like a duck, well then, oh yeah, it just might be a skunk. If I had a daughter, she'd know that gay or straight, pinstriped or polka-dotted, tie-dyed or solid, straight-laced or bent, she had my acceptance and my blessing in regard to whomever she gave her heart to. And when she got lost, I'd give her a compass so she could find her way back to reality. And when her soul hit the low notes, or if some fool was to use her heart-free kick drum, I'd be there. I'd teach her how to turn the whole thing into a song. If I had a daughter, if I had a daughter, she'd be willing to venture into the great unknown. But I would give her the blueprints so she could build her own universe. And if I had a daughter, I would carry her with me in every breath of every moment. I'd wake with her name on my lips. I'd go to bed with her dreams in my heart. If I had a daughter. If I had a daughter.
I really enjoyed the time that I got to spend with Luke, Lily, Victor, and Johnny, and they were so much fun. And because of the Heart Gallery, many children in Texas have been able to find loving forever homes. The program has actually been involved in 400 adoptions since 2015. I just truly think it is amazing the impact of the work that they're doing.
So, because we can't have children of our own, we had been attempting to find ways to adopt for a couple years before we actually decided and were contacted about Liliana. We had been just trying on our own, and it was either going to be surrogacy, which was really expensive, or just finding a kid that needed a home because of how high the homeless rate was that we kept hearing about in Texas. So that's where we decided to kind of not do the surrogacy thing and see what we could do to help a kid who doesn't have a home have a home. You know, we could have went with any adoption agency, but we had actually been looking at the Heart Gallery a lot throughout our process, and then when that came back up is when we saw Lily on there. And that's kind of how, I mean, like I said, it just all kind of fell into place and just happened. We were looking through the Heart Gallery, I think every week probably, like, just it breaks our heart that there's so many kids out there.
I mean, I know for Lily, she was on the Heart Gallery for a very long time just because of her autism and her behavioral issues. I think that was one of her biggest barriers from finding a family. But those things can definitely be, you know, you can do extra classes, you can have a support network, you can have other parents that may have other, you know, special needs children as well that are going to be your biggest support group that will make it a lot easier on understanding why these kids definitely they need homes too.
And those kids, they're good kids. They need a little bit of a different redirection sometimes. I think she knew when she had a forever home. She was in a very good place before us. But you know, when she knew she was home, like, it just opened up a really bright, shining little girl.
I mean, I'm just really grateful for everyone that we have had as part of our team. It starts from Wendy's Wonderful Kids, down to Marilyn at the Heart Gallery, everyone at Helping Hand Home, random people, neighborhood supporters, people who have supported any of the above groups that have helped us. They have all been part of Lily's journey in one way or another. So there has been a whole support group of people that have basically been like a new extended family for us. And I just wanted to say thank you to every single one of them, even the ones who have remained anonymous. We definitely appreciate it because we're a family now because of you guys.
Yeah, the resources and the help that we have gotten is just in abundance. Like, I didn't expect that. I knew there was going to be some help, but like, even the Central Texas Heart Gallery has ways of, you know, getting resources, and there's a lot of different organizations and things that are there to help people who, you know, look at a kid with special needs or kids that have been in the system longer. That's really been helpful for us and making us successful.
Our final performance tonight is going to be from another local Austin act, Beetroot Revival, performing their song, Sit Me Down.
The station with my suitcase in my hand, a complimentary book of matches that came from the promised land. Every person I've acquainted since become a passerby with their own set of directions for the nearest place to hide. Well, now lend me your eye pencil and I'll draw you what I see. Well, I bet it's not the same as what you see in front of me. Close your eyes, start counting backwards, or maybe you'll forget why we came here in the first place. We'll pretend we never made. We're around the circle where it stops, nobody knows. Well, it could be a ticking time bomb or the emperor's new clothes. I wish I could pick for you, but I can't be your head. So I stand upon your shoulders, selling prophecies instead. station. My suitcase is empty now. I used up all its solutions and I have returned to take a bow. I now stand here before you, just displayed in black and white. Or you can dissect all of my memory and throw away what you don't like.
What a very fun performance. Thank you so much, Beetroot Revival, for joining us tonight. Well, obviously tonight we aren't able to feature every child in the Heart Galleries across Texas, but I do want to share a few more photos with you, and I know you're not going to want to leave yet. But of course, to see all the children that make up the Heart Gallery, please visit heartgallerytexas.com. Well, look at that smile there. This is D'Anthony, and he is a very sweet boy, and he shines when he has individual attention. He is 14 and he does have an autism diagnosis, yet he says he is dedicated to learning, listening, and growing. He has a love for writing and drawing and enjoys being in nature, which he says helps him stay grounded. Devin here is 10 and he loves Pokemon and he loves to read. He is also, though, very bright in school and he does very well there, so awesome job, Devin. He enjoys playing video games and has expressed an interest in finding a forever family where he might have an older sibling who will play with him. Mariana is 16 and she is so creative. I mean, listen to this. She loves drawing, she loves painting with watercolors, and of course she has to show them off, so she shows her paintings to her friends. She also enjoys cooking and baking and grocery shopping for all those things that bring those creations together. Kimion here. I also met him on a Forever Family segment back in September, and I will have to admit, he is a tough basketball competitor. Like I said, we did that filming in September, and he definitely gave me a run for my money. That's probably why this 13-year-old wants to join the NBA, but if he doesn't do that, he also wants to be a nurse and help others. He does start off shy, but he easily warms up to others. He warmed up to me so quickly. Now, Kimion does visit with his two younger siblings and his cousin, so it's very important to him to maintain and continue those close relationships. It has been my absolute pleasure to host this virtual reveal event tonight, showcasing children across Texas looking for that forever home. Now, this is an issue that I am truly passionate about, and after this evening, I hope you just take a few minutes to visit either heartgallerytexas.com or partnershipsforchildren.org to see what you can do to help these children who are in the care of Child Protective Services. And please be also looking out for Forever Families, our segment on KVUE, every Thursday morning and Saturday morning on KVUE Daybreak, where we share their amazing stories and also try to capture their personalities on camera. Of course, if you'd like to learn more about the Heart Gallery, the link is right here on your screen. And before we end, I'd like to take a moment, of course, to thank all of our special guests who participated and made this night so amazing. I'm talking about Burden Street, Natalie Maines, Lloyd Maines, and Terry Hendricks, the Waingrid family, and Beetroot Revival, and so many people behind the scenes who made this all possible. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We also appreciate all the support of our sponsors.
In my life I've never known where it is that I belong. Maybe you could be that place for me. This I wish and this I pray, this I hope and dream someday I will find my forever family. Take a look at me. There's so much see who I am and all I can be. You can't change the world, but you can change mine for me. Take a look in your heart and see if there's a place there for me. And could we be a forever family? A day becomes a week so fast, and soon another year has passed, and I'm still waiting, hopefully. Someday soon, I just know, like the dream I can't let go, I will find my forever family. Take a look at me. There's so much to see.